Of course, it's warming up to the ICC Men's T20 World Cup in Australia next month. These are the two groups: Afghanistan, Australia, England, New Zealand. Group 1, the winner of Group 1 and the runner-up of the qualifying Group 2, making up the rest of that group. And then Bangladesh, India, Pakistan, and South Africa. The runner-up of Group 1 and the winner of Group 2, joining them. That Super 14 stage of the World Cup. 12, I beg your pardon.
Oh yeah, UAE are in Group 1, which means if they win, they go in with Australia and the others. And if they end up being the runners-up, which they'll have to beat at least a couple of teams, they go in to play against India and Pakistan. Most of these boys, rather all of these boys, come in from either of those two countries. Will be very interesting battle if they get in there. 2015 is when they played their last World Cup. That was the ODI World Cup, UAE qualifying for the World Cup 2015. And before that, it was light years back, 1996.
Oh, that's nicely played. Delicately played by Mahdi Hassan Miraj. He'll move on to 42, his highest score in T20 international cricket. A touch of class to this.
Well, he had made up his mind, went across the line. Sagar going across the right-handed batter. All he had to do was get the connection. Does really well.
Deep he's gone into the crease, making sure that he can ramp that ball, get right under it.
Tino, as a batter, how much of these unorthodox shots do you like yourself?
Well, I don't mind them. I thought you were going to ask how many of these I played, and I was going to tell you straight away, none.
Well, yeah, wouldn't like to play them, but a swing and a miss there. What about Taki Maliria?
Yeah, so, I mean, he was the first I saw play that. That was in India, way back in 2002, if I remember correctly. Zimbabwe went 2-0 up in that series, and they ended up losing 3-2. But he was the first I saw do that, and I think he scored 50, batting at number 10. Losing 3-2. Only one who's done that in one-day international cricket, or who had done at that stage. And of course, we saw more people polishing up that stroke inside edge. No third man will get a boundary, to the pleasure of the fans.
Well, that's right. It doesn't matter how they come. But as long as these boundaries keep coming, spectators are getting absolute drama on field. And these bats these days, ooh, you connect. Even if it's off the edge, the ball's flying.
Some of those edges are quite thick nowadays. Of course, that's why ICC just make sure that you keep the parameters, make sure people stay within those. Now the bats are a lot bigger now than we used to see cricket in the olden days. That's pushed outside the leg side, leg stump. Oh, he's given! He's given!
Wow! From the first look of it, it definitely looked like it was pitching down the leg. Wow! Let's have a look again. Ooh.
That has pitched centimeters outside the leg stump. And you can see the reaction from Sept8 Mirage. He's not happy.
Well, yeah, the giant screen shows the same, and Mirage, there's a certain amount of displeasure, and rightly so. 46, just marginally away from what could have been his first half century. 46 of 37, 122 for 4 in 14.5.
Yasser Ali strolls out to the middle, just his third match for Bangladesh T20 internationals. That's why he's there. Judged LBW, Sept8 Mirage. That has pitched considerable way down the leg side. Fortunate. He was starting to look really good. Pulled away, opens up his account to the boundary.
Expensive over there. 13 runs back of the length. And a boundary to end the 15th. 126 for 4 after 15.
For 4 Bangladesh coming into their own more or less in this 2-match series. They got 30 legitimate deliveries to get. Where can Bangladesh go? At 10 and over 176, at 12 and over 186. I can't see them going at the current rate. With wickets in hand, they'll be looking to try and accelerate. But this is a good, very good learning curve for UAE. I mean, they had a game in their hands in that first game. But here, Bangladesh are completely, so far with the bat in hand, looking to take the game away from them, looking to dominate. And Zahoor spoken about his experience. And one thing good about Bangladesh here, Shamim, is that the running between the wickets have been good. They look to try and pounce on anything loose. I believe the number of dot balls have been vastly reduced. So these are good signs for Bangladesh going forward, even though they're playing against a lesser nation.
Well, it doesn't matter if you're playing against a lesser nation. They gave them a run for their money in the first game. You remember that. So they can't take anything lightly. You're right. This point that your rotation of the strike is so very important in any format of cricket. And I suppose they've done pretty well to go to that. They've had a big strike for a 6 or a 4, followed it up with a single. But Yasser Ali, but there have been also 28 dots.
Bowling into the pitch, just a single. We do know that in T20 cricket, the accepted percentage, the number of balls that's allowed or what is basically accepted is about 30 to 35, at best 40, nothing more than that. So 28 dots means that Bangladesh are well within it.
Now they've still got 5 overs to go. Now, how many dots are going to come?
Well,
that is the question.
I really don't think so, because you're into the last 5 overs.
Yeah, no, I think this is the time that there will be more runs. If not singles, there are going to be some big ones.
That's been very good. Only a single. That's what he does well.
You saw the intention of Yasser. He just coiled up to go for a big hit. But cleverly, this guy has just hit the deck and slowed the pace. Didn't allow him to try and manufacture that shot. At the last moment, just aborted from going for that big swing. Kids enjoying the performance of the United Arab Emirates team. It's been a good tussle at one point in time, short while back. Bangladesh seemed to be just running away and then get a wicket. They tighten up the bowling. Not too many runs in this over, just the 4 runs.
It's been a good one. Over number 6. Absolutely majestic looking stadium at Dubai, the Dubai International Stadium. The Ring of Fire, as they call it. Pretty impressive. And mind you, it's a massive stadium. You could hold in a fair bit of people, just one part of the stadium full. And no guessers. The Dubai International Stadium. And 4 overs to go for Bangladesh. 131 for 4. Mosadek striking close to 130 at the moment. He'll want to strike it big. This is the leg spinner. Goes a lot of wrong uns. That's what he does. With that action, he tends to slide on. He tends to bowl the wrong un. And sometimes, Shami, what happens with a bowler like this is that batsman would start to play him as an off spinner. Becomes a little bit more predictable.
Just before the game started, both of us were having a look at Mayapes when he was practicing. Back to that in a moment. Lucky there. Just something that you pointed out, that at point of release, it didn't seem to.
And Sabir, it's never easy when you're running back and the ball is falling over your shoulder. It's not an easy opportunity, but that's kind of ball slower, pace off the ball. So look at him. He's running back. It's falling over the shoulder. He was in no position to catch it.
And just didn't have his eyes on the ball. It's very difficult, as you said. But at the moment, the Bangladesh is throwing caution to the wind. He was all over the place. It's not really balanced for that. Didn't have its eye on the ball. But I tell you what, we're going to see more of that from the batters now.
There you are. That again, you could see the wrong and that's pushed through quickly. Now that's what he's doing well. But talking to Robin Singh today, the coach of UAE, what he kept telling us was that in the past, there you are, that's Robin. Mayappan would bowl outside the stumps and he struggled to bowl in line when he was attempting to bowl the wrong and the top spinner. But now he's going more straighter. But he acknowledged the fact that he doesn't really spin the leg break that much, but he's working with this young Mayappan.
See, that trajectory tells you that he's now trying to be a little more orthodox in his release. I'm sure he's getting the tutelage from the right persons. But one thing that has impressed me is his awareness of the situation. He floats the ball. He tries to tempt the batter. And the next particular...
I said he was wicketless, but he's got a wicket now. And Bangladesh have lost Mossadegh, the set batsman, out for 27, caught in the deep. And Mayapan, the leg spinner, has struck.
He has indeed, and he deserves.
আমলকি, মেথি আর অ্যালোভেরার মতো প্রাকৃতিক উপাদান দিয়ে তৈরি। এর ইউনিক রুট অ্যাপ্লায়ারের মাধ্যমে সরাসরি চুলের গোড়ায় পৌঁছে সহজে চুল পড়া কমায় মাত্র 45 দিনে। প্যারাশুট এক্সট্রা কেয়ার।
ব্রো, খেলার লিঙ্কটা হবে?
খেলার লিংক হইলো ভাঙটি ট্যাগের মতো, এই আছে এই নাই। মাই জিপি অ্যাপে খেলা দেখেন, মাই জিপি অ্যাপে লাইভ খেলা চলে মাখনের মতো। চল
Sohan.
Runs in the last 2 overs. That put up the pressure. That forced Mossadegh to throw caution to the wind, trying for a big shot. Cut the elevation, not the distance. A good catch taken by Wasim in the deep. And that young man, Mayapan, deserved that wicket. He's bowling pretty well now. When the momentum should have been created, 2 overs with 11.
ভারতের রয়েছেন ছিলেন এক সময় জহির খান, বামহাতি ফাস্ট বোলার ছিলেন। এই জাহুর অবশ্য ডানহাতি ফাস্ট বোলার।
Tends to mix it up quite well, Zahur Khan. He's not expressed by any means, but he's reasonably sharp.
Surah Al
Into the pitch, where the ball takes almost an age to reach the batsman, and that's the cleverness, that's the skill he carries as a bowler, and that's why he's been used in the depth for the UAE.
And very efficiently to Roshan. But you know what? If Bangladesh were given the choice of having 2 players in the middle with 3 overs to go, they'd have wanted these 2. The 2 big hitters, Yasser Khan made a big sixes all over the place. He's a big guy, and 1 for 36 so far. No wickets for Zahur as yet.
Yeah, that was not time, but you could see the intention. Now, UAE wouldn't mind the singles at this stage. Now, this is a stage of an inning looking for boundaries. You'll be really going very hard. 4s, 6s, 2s. You'll have the odd single, but not continuous singles. At the moment, over number 18, they've started well, UAE. So if they can keep them down to around 160, I think it's a
will go to the tri-nation match that's going to happen in New Zealand, with New Zealand, Pakistan and Bangladesh playing prior.
to that position early. And what is he saying? Is it a leg by or is it off the bat?
No, he didn't make a leg by six.
I thought I heard that paddy sound rather than a woody sound, but it's a he's got 3 men on the leg side boundary, long off and a man square on the offside. Yasir
למדת מכל הסיפור הזה?
למדתי, קודם כל, אתה יודע, דיברנו על קללת האחד הרבה מאוד.
Pick the shot, listen. Shot, lovely. Nurul Hassan. Shot, dispatch. He's sitting, waiting for. Stopped. Down the leg side. Last halfway short of the scrum. He finally gets the wicket of Mahmudullah. One for 26. Very close second. Again, short one. Pulled away. Into the gap. 4 more.
Is greater. So it's imperative that Bangladesh look to dominate teams like the UAE, particularly in this stage of the innings.
Indeed, and I think with hardly two balls and 2 overs to go after this, you just can't die wondering. You've got to go for it. Just go big time. Not necessarily orthodox shots, but try to innovate. Improvisation is the call of the day right now.
Again, bowled into the pitch. This is really clever bowling. He is doing that expertly well, just completely deceiving the batsman. Yasir Ali has been struggling.
He has not really read the ball out of the release of the bowler's hand. You could see him rolling his fingers. Anyway, that's what you've got to see as a batter, and try and realize that it's going to be a slower delivery. You've got to adjust your shot to it. You're just throwing your bat in hope more than any conviction. It's not going to get you runs at all.
Now, under 8 runs, the rate of scoring. Another one this time. Has he got the distance? Has he got the distance? I think yes, he has. Just manages to get it over the line. It was a valiant effort in the deep. This time he read the bowler quite well, Yasir Ali. It was a bit too predictable on the part of Zahur Khan. Just kept bowling into the pitch and that length. Another look.
Yeah, look at this. He waited. There was height was there. It was comfortable. He was ready for it. And the pace of the ball was there, just going over. Good effort from the fielder there, but to no avail. 6 very precious runs for Bangladesh to finish over number 18. 148 for 5.
Biggest cricket show on earth. Real teams. One trophy. Who will win the battle?
ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022 starts from 16th October, live on GTV.
6 of 37. I like this move. I like Miraj and Shabir Rahman as the openers. Both very aggressive, good batsmen, capable of scoring runs quickly. Little Das missed out, so did Afif. Right. This is Sohan driving it down the ground. They should be pushing hard. Good work in the team. They'll come back for 2 nevertheless. Very good running, but I haven't seen Sohan playing those big shots as yet. Not even in the first game, but I know that he's capable of it.
Oh, he sure is. No question about that. But you see, he's just going far across outside the line of the off stump. It's just trying to catch the eye of the bowler, make him sort of try something different. The 150 has come up for Bangladesh with these couple of runs. Sohan will be realizing that there are not too many deliveries left. The first 50 and 40 deliveries, 35 and 35 for the next 2. So they've kept up the rate. But just needs the finishing touch to take them over the 165, 170 mark.
Right, it's Safa Farid. Well, he's another one of those death bowlers for the UAE. Sohan on strike. Again, a full toss, not putting it away, just finding the man in the deep.
You know, sometimes if you try to be too clever, which unfortunately Sohan on both occasions is just shimming across to the offside, and the bowler has ample time to just ensure that it doesn't get that space to open his bat, have a free swing of the bat. It's cramping him, and thus he's forced to play down the wicket rather than a horizontal shot on square of the wicket. So sometimes it's not the right thing to tell the bowler that what you intend to do. Just wait, if you can, till the last moment and manufacture the shot.
Right, we got Yasir on strike. Slow one. Doesn't time it well again. Straight to the man at long on. Just not able to get that away. Yasir, he's gone. Still, his rate of scoring is good. He's going at 180. Sohan, by contrast, at 125. Now, this is what you would expect of Yasir Ali. He's hit a 4 and a 6, but you need a little bit more from him at this stage.
But I tell you what, a lot of credit to the bowler. Batsmen are on the lookout for runs. They're going to really play big shots every delivery. And look at what is yielded so far. 2-1-1 in the first 3 overs, and this is the 19th over. This has been a good one.
Right, I think Wasim is off the field. He's hope he hasn't hurt himself. He went for that catch at deep mid-wicket, and that's, I think there was some kind of, sprain or just, I'm wondering whether he's knocked his head somewhere. I didn't see that happen. This is Sohan on strike again. Just a single. He's doing the right thing. He's going full and wide. Sohan just sets himself up, going wide of the off stump, and what Farid does is he's following him. He's just going full, he's going wide, and not just letting him get underneath it.
And it's repetitive. It's pretty obvious. So I hope it's nothing serious. But, well, let's see what they can achieve from this last delivery.
Can he finish well? Let's see. He does, in fact. He doesn't concede a boundary. He will just give a single. 7 runs in the over, and what a brilliant over by Farid. He finishes well. He's gone for his bowling figures. He's just scored 2 overs and gone for 16 runs. The 2 last overs, 155 for 5.
The biggest cricket show on earth. 12 teams. 1 trophy. Who will win the battle? ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022 starts from 16th October, live on GTV.
Right way to the last over, 155 for 5. Brilliant comeback by UAE, particularly in those last 2 or 3 overs. Look at those buildings. The 18th over was a bit big, but the 16th, 17th, and the 19th over, they have been brilliant. And particularly the last 5 overs are overs that the bowlers are so much under pressure. You will have set batsmen looking to take you on, blast you around, but as happened with the UAE bowling. And no surprises that Zahoor will finish the innings with Sohan on strike. What can he do? What can he make out of this over? That's the question. Into the pitch, off a top edge. He will get a boundary, I think. Yes, it is. That's a good start to the over. Again, not where he intended it to go, but doesn't matter. They need runs. It's not about how they come, but it is runs that Bangladesh need.
Well, very fortunate runs here. Not quite getting hold of it, getting the face of the bat, slicing it ever so slightly over the desperate efforts of the fielder. It was short, but once again, I just thought Sohan is just making it too obvious to the bowlers. He's moving forward and across. He's cramping himself. They don't give him room on the offside. He's been forced to try, well, they tried to drag it towards the onside, got the top part of the bat. Very fortunate runs.
Oh, well, don't forget that Bangladesh got 158 in the first game from a much difficult situation. They were looking like getting around 170, 175 here, 159. That's full and driven. Might be only a single. Only a single. They can still get to 170 if they can get the next 4 deliveries big. But it's tough because Zahoor has been good. And so has been Farid. They both bowled extremely well the last 2 overs. Over number 19th and now the 20th.
They've been immaculate. They've been meticulous. I'm very impressed with a team, players who don't play the big boys often, but they've kept their calm. They've not allowed 2 of the biggest hitters in the Bangladesh team to take the game away. You remember in the first game, 55 runs coming in 5 overs, last 5 overs. And these last 5 overs have been absolutely top class from the UAE perspective.
Right, 4 balls to go. Again, not able to pierce the field, not able to find the boundary. This will be worrying for Bangladesh. Yes, it's been good bowling by Zahoor. It's been clever bowling, but it's about dominating. Wasim is back. That's good news for the UAE followers and supporters. But it's about creating opportunities at this stage of the innings. And that's what Bangladesh will be wanting to work out or wanting to be working on, particularly in the last overs of a T20 game.
You see, both these batters have the intention of trying to hit the ball as hard as possible. They can have deft touches. They can use the angles. They can use the lack of pace to manufacture shots. They haven't tried that. They're throwing the bat virtually at everything without seeing what the ball exactly is doing and adjusting accordingly.
3 balls to go. Again, just a full and wide. That's what he's doing. It's a little bit risky as far as the bowler is concerned because he's got 4 men saving 1 on the offside at the edge of the 30-yard circle. He's bowling wide and full. So there was an opportunity for someone to go over extra cover. But Sohan hasn't been able to do that. Only a single.
Yeah, just the point you make. There have been opportunities of using the fielders or the lack of fielders in the right position. But they haven't tried that. They just, and through some good, accurate bowling, they've been forced to play more in the V than shots horizontally, square of the wicket on either side. So this has been good from the bowlers. At the same time, I feel that just trying to blast your way through doesn't always yield the results.
It's just 4 fielders outside the 30-yard circle. It tells me that maybe UAE has been just a little bit naughty. So just 4 fielders allowed outside the 30-yard circle, long off, and 3 others on the leg side boundary. Oh, missing out on a full toss. Then still managed to get a single. That followed him. What was Yasir Ali trying to do? He had moved away. Again, a full toss, an opportunity. Allowed him to try and go over extra cover, but he missed out.
He missed out big time. Look at him. He's just making room for himself. Once again, the bowler, cleverly. It might have been a full toss, but it was trying to follow the body of Yasir Ali and cramping him so that he doesn't get a shot on the onside. Maybe a try over extra cover. But once again, I tell you what, very impressed with the bowlers and the fielders' performance so far. Under extreme duress, they have responded wonderfully well.
The 7 runs in the over. This is after a boundary off the first ball. So that's how good Zahoor has been. So 2, in fact, 1 more ball to go. 8 runs in the over. 163 for 5. Can Bangladesh finish off with a flourish? Or will UAE be able to control it? Let's see. 1 ball to go. Captain on strike. Sohan, that is. Time to finish off with a flourish. Time to have the momentum with Bangladesh. And it's hit it high down to long off, and he does well with a 6. And that is a great flourish to end the over. Carries the momentum into the field. Sohan with that 6. 169 for 5. 43 runs in the last 5 overs, but that last over was a great contributory factor for Bangladesh, and that will make them definitely breathe a little bit easier and make them feel happier and more pleased.
Indeed, Roshan, I think it'll ease a lot of the nerves. Just a little comparison, 55 of the last 5 overs in the previous game, in the first game, 43 in this one. So, except for that 6 at the end, I think it would look even more paltry than it is now. But as you said, they needed to finish with a flourish, which they managed. The captain got that over boundary and given them that into that comfort zone. 169, they'll give you that moral confidence of defending it. They've defended 158 in the previous game, and well, these boys have done exceedingly well. I'm very impressed with the performance. They look like a professional unit. They might not be playing international cricket with the big boys on a regular basis, but they will be needing 170 runs to win from their 20 overs when they come back.
Right, let's take a look at the batting card of Bangladesh. It's been a much better looking card, though there have been a few starts that was not converted. Miraj at the top making 46 and eventually Shohan finishing off well with 19 with a 6. Yasir Ali making 21 and quite useful contributions in the middle. Afif Hussain missing out, making 18 off 10. Right, these are the partnerships and nothing big really to talk about, but useful stands right down the line for Bangladesh with an opening stand of 27 and a quick fire 41 between Litton and Miraj, and then a 32 in the end of just 18 balls.
But the bowlers have been impressive right the way through. A wicket for Sabir, even it was a tad expensive, but look at Lakra. He's bowled 3 overs, but he's just given economy rate of 4.67 with a wicket. Couple of wickets for the young man, Ayan, couple of them, and 1 for Mayappan. But Zahoor and Farid impressed me with their controlled bowling in the death overs.
All right, time to take a look at the highlights of the Bangladesh innings, and this is after they were put into bat by the UAE. And they started off well. Mehdi Hassan Miraj, who missed out in the first game. And then it was Shabir Ahmed pouncing on a no ball, but I thought this was a bit harsh. Shabir Ahmed given out LBW.
Yeah, well, tad unlucky. It could have gone either way, but Mehdi Hassan Miraj and Liton Dash, who joined him, went on the merry way. He was playing the scoop shot so very confidently, and dancing down the wicket was typical of Liton Dash. When he gets going, makes room for himself, but straight to the fielder. An important wicket. He went for 25.
Afif Hussain announced himself in style. What a classy player he is. He's someone that can really become a great for Bangladesh. But take a look at his catch. What an outstanding catch by Mayappan in the deep. Brilliant catch indeed.
Yes, indeed. And as I said, there was a little bit of a mix. He was cheeky on occasions, and it paid off. You've got to do that. Now, this was unfortunate. I thought the ball was pitching outside the line of the leg stump, and he was shocked when it was given out.
Absolutely. I think quite a few were shocked. And then this was Mosaddek Hussain. A bit lucky. Not an easy chance, but Bangladesh just took their chances. And then this was the last delivery taken in the deep of that Mayappan spell. And Yasir Ali tried to chance his arms, did get that 6. And there were some lucky runs as well for the captain this time, who finished off with a flourish with a 6 over long off, which made the Bangladesh made 169 for 5 in 20 overs. And this is what the UAE will need. It's 170 runs in 120 balls and 8.5 runs and over. Don't go too far away, because we should be back very, very soon when UAE comes out to try and overhaul this scope.
Biggest cricket show on earth. 12 teams. 1 trophy. The fight will be ruthless. Who will win the battle? ICC Men's T20 World Cup 2022 starts from 16th October, live on GTV. না জানার কারণে অনেক আইনি অধিকার থেকে বঞ্চিত হচ্ছে আমরা। বিশেষজ্ঞ থেকে সাথে নিয়ে আমি অনীক্ষক থাকবো আইন কানুনে, শুধুমাত্র আইন কানুন দেখবেন বুধবার রাত 9টায় শুধুমাত্র জিটিভিতে।
ঝগড়াটা হয়েছে কি আপা, মানে বিয়ের 3 দিন পরেই হয়েছিল।
মাননীয় প্রধানমন্ত্রী যখন আমাকে পদকটা পরিয়ে দিলেন তখন বললেন যে লাকি দেখছি সত্যিই লাকি। আমি সাকিবের শ্রেণী শিক্ষক ছিলাম।
Right, so this is how the Bangladesh batting card looks like. Miraz 46 today. Then the others got starts. Sabir, Litton, Afif. Most of them stayed on for some time, and then Yasser and Suhan, they finished off well for their side. Wasim will be on strike. 2 or 4 doesn't do justice to his strike rate of 154. I'm sure he would want to change that.
Particular in these first 6 overs.
Well, yes, that'll be the advantage. At the same time, extra pace. Something that UAE will... What a delivery there. Shaping off really well after pitching. I think it's a good exercise for the UAE boys to play some really raw pace before they get into the Australian wickets with some real pace.
Yeah, they'll have real pace they have to deal with. They'll have the extra bounce as well of the Australian conditions. Away, but he actually played at that. Ryan just pitching that ball up a little bit, not too much. Less time to be able to react. When they are elevated to World Cups or when they play against some of the stronger teams, batters do struggle.